Hi everybody, this is Mark Sage, Executive Director of the Area AR for Enterprise Alliance, and we're here with our latest Fireside chat. And I'm really excited to welcome our latest area member, Auki Labs, and I have Johannes with me. And Johannes, perhaps just to start with, quickly introduce yourself.
Absolutely. My name is Johannes Davidson. I'm head of business development here at Auki Labs.
Fantastic. So really exciting company. I think you can be a great member of the area. So let's find out a little bit more about what you guys are doing. So if you can talk a little bit about who is Auki Labs and what is a pose mesh?
Very good question. So Auki Labs is a shared augmented reality company. That is where we started. And the technology that we built to enable this is a pose mesh. This is a term that you have not heard before because we had to coin what it is that we built. A pose mesh is a decentralized collaborative spatial computing protocol, which you could say is a mouthful for us to be able to position devices relative to each other without having to send any information of the environment across the network. So as a comparison, I assume that all of you know what a VPS or a visual positioning system is, which is essentially when the phone looks out into the environment and then reasons where it is relative to the environment. And it usually does this by sending the environment up to a server somewhere. And if you want to have a shared experience, the other person has to do the same thing as well. And this usually ends up costing quite a lot because it goes to a cloud and then some happy cloud provider has to provide with a lot of GPU. And what we do instead is that we are able to communicate the relative position or the pose updates of the devices. So for any one of you who do not know what a pose is, it's when you start an AR app, the phone starts a SLAM algorithm, it looks out into the environment, it looks for feature points, and then it reasons how it's moved over time relative to the environment. It essentially puts itself in a coordinate system where you get the 6 degrees of freedom, or the 6 DOF, and there's the X, Y, and Z in the rotation of the device. We are now able to communicate them across the network from a relative perspective instead of doing it relative to the environment and sending all that data. So we're talking in orders of magnitude less data sent across the network, small pieces of data, around 88 bytes with a TCP/IP envelope that we're then updating at a very high frequency across the network.
That's amazing. And it absolutely sounds amazing technology. But as people will know, I'm a big fan of you have to solve business problems. So you can talk a little bit more about the kind of specific use cases that you're seeing and enabling and some of the benefits of the pose mesh as well.
Absolutely. So to start with the technology, we have two different methods of calibration. The first one is device to device relative positioning, meaning that we put a QR code of a known size, we attach it to the pose of the device, and then a second phone comes in and scans the QR code. Since the QR code is of a known size, we know the distance. We can now position the devices relative to each other, and we can now communicate that over a network, which enables ad hoc experiences instantly, which is great for gaming. It's great for any time you want to show any type of information, like so in augmented reality, digital information instantly with someone else. You place your object, you place your information, bring up a QR code, the other person scans, boom, you're in. And then you can consume the same digital information. The problem here is more in the fact that when I close the app, the phone just doesn't know where it is anymore. So we will have to persist this AR session. And this is where our second technology comes in, which is what we call static lighthouses or static QR codes, where we are able to take tens, hundreds, thousands of QR code, cover a large space with these QR codes, and these QR codes can be of various sizes. We scan the QR code, and then the first QR code, and then we calibrate all of the other QR codes into the same coordinate system. So what we now have essentially done is that we have enabled digital real estate on top of the physical one. Mm-hmm. So for this use case, it's where you want to create persistent digital information that's precisely placed in the real world, where you then use your device. Currently, we support iOS and Android. We're also working with many of the headset manufacturers out there to enable our technology on headsets. So instead of standing there, like if you have a headset on and scanning the environment, you bring up your phone, open up the app, scan a QR code, and you're calibrated. So it's instantly accessible digital real estate. We are currently focusing on retail and what we call convergent commerce, which is the convergence of physical and digital. So we can take the lessons of what we learned from e-commerce, which is essentially discovery, search, and personalization. And we now have a digital channel, digital real estate, where we can enable this. Well, retail isn't industrial enterprise in the same way, and the technology of digital real estate works just as well in an automotive manufacturing plant, or any manufacturing plant. Any physical place can now be mapped up in a couple of hours, and then you just scan a QR code and then you're calibrated. So what we, on top of the digital real estate, I know this is the next question, so I'm going to jump to it a little bit here.
Yeah, go for it.
We have built the Conjure Kit, which is an SDK for Unity that automatically integrates all the functionalities of AR Foundation and Unity, so you can now build your experiences. So we have the layer of digital real estate, and now we need to build something. And this is where Unity comes in. Unity is the most powerful engine for AR out there. So we're very happy to be providing this service to all the Unity developers out there. And it's the same as when you were building any augmented reality experience out there. You take a single player experience, that's what most of these experiences are. You implement our SDK, and now it's shared.
Perfect. So, in terms of creating this, and love the term, the kind of real estate part of it, but it's almost like a digital twin that you're creating in an ad hoc way that allow people to kind of walk through, do a whole bunch of different AR use cases within that environment. But you're basically creating this amazing environment very quickly, very cheaply, and almost immediately.
Correct. Digital twin, you could say that. We like to use the term just map the environment, because that's what we do. We have no awareness from Auki's end about the environment. We don't have any scans. We don't know where there are any planes. We don't know if there's a wall. We just know that this QR code is over here, and then the relative distance and the pose of another QR code.
Excellent. Oh, I get it. So if people want to get in contact with you, Johannes, what's the best way?
So for developers, hop on over to conjurekit.ar, and you can sign up right now. We are in public beta, so anyone can start using it. Anyone can start building it. If you have any commercial ideas, then you should reach out to me directly, either on LinkedIn or johannes@aukilabs.com. I'd be happy to chat with you guys.
Perfect.
And, naturally, aukilabs.com. Go and check our website out.
Check it. Excellent. Well, thank you very much, sir. That's really insightful, and look forward to continue working with you and the Auki Labs team. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Pleasure to be aboard.